Okay, so again, it says in the latter time of these four kingdoms right here, in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance shall stand up, and by peace shall destroy many. So again, it doesn't say that the king comes out of that area. It says the king stands up at the time when those four kingdoms end. So it's talking about a time, not a place. And that's really important, because I think a lot of people think that the Antichrist will come out of Turkey. And I mean, maybe someone important will come out of Turkey. I don't know. But the important point is that it doesn't actually say that. And so that's not the only way that it can play out. I'm just trying to point out that it really could be the UN. Because as we already discussed, the UN started out as the League of Nations, which was founded in 1920, just 3 years before the Turkish Empire ended. So Daniel 8 has played out just like it was written yet again. The fierce government stood up at the very end of that fourth horn, the Turkish Empire, and has come in the name of peace. So that's Daniel 8. And by peace shall destroy many. And now we're back to Revelation 13. Who is able to make war with him? And notice again, it's using the term him when it already told us that it's a government right here. It already confirmed for us that this beast is a government that will rule the whole world, but it refers to him as a him. So again, just because it says he doesn't mean it's referring to one person. It can still be referring to a whole government. And it does appear that it is. So they worship the beast, saying, who is like the beast? Who is able to make war with him? And this is referring to the beast with 7 heads and 10 horns again. This is Daniel's fourth beast right here. It had 10 horns, verse 20, and it's a kingdom, verse 23, that will devour the whole earth. So that's the beast with 7 heads and 10 horns. So this may be the UN, because in 2009, the UN separated the 7 continents of the world that we all know are in league with them. It separated those 7 continents into 10 regions. So 7 continents with 10 regions. 7 continents with 10 regions. So right here, the 7 heads and 10 horns. It's the same beast. It's the Roman Empire. It never died. It received a wound right here, but it restored itself and is now ruling as the United Nations. So it says, and I saw one of his heads, as it were, wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. So one of the beast's heads was wounded. And this is Revelation 17, verse 9. The 7 heads are 7 mountains. So if you removed all the water on the planet, the 7 continents would be like mountains. So that's one possibility. But it also says there are 7 kings. So let's take a closer look at this. There are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he comes, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, he is the 8th. Okay, so the beast that was but is not, that refers to the beast with 7 heads and 10 horns. We've already talked about that. And then it says, I will tell you the mystery of the beast that has 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that you saw was and is not and shall ascend. Okay, so we've in other videos, we've looked at the meaning of this word here before. It also means intends to ascend. So it intends to ascend or rise to power out of the bottomless pit. And that bottomless pit will be caused by the asteroid impact. We've talked about that. It's linked below. It's in the video, Asteroid When and Where. But Revelation 9 clearly says that the bottomless pit is caused by an asteroid impact. Okay, so it says this beast that you saw that was and is not, it intends to rise out of the asteroid impact basically, but will go into perdition instead. So it intends to rise or gain power from the asteroid impact that it knows is coming, but instead it's going to be destroyed. So please, if you want to know more about that, you can check the links below, because I've proved the meanings before, and we don't have time to go into it right now, but just check the links, because that's what this is saying. And it says, they that dwell on the earth shall wonder when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. So the beast that was and is not yet is, remember in Revelation 13, it says the beast was like a lion, leopard, and a bear. Those are Daniel's descriptions of these empires. Babylon was the lion, Persia was the bear, and the Greek Empire was the leopard with 4 heads. So that's 7 heads total: Babylon, Persia, Greece, Syria, Egypt, Turkey, and the Roman Empire. So 5 are fallen, 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he comes, he will continue a short space. And the beast itself is the 8th. So Babylon, Persia, Greece, Syria, and Egypt all fell. The prior to the Roman Empire, and the Roman Empire existed when supposedly John wrote that verse, and the Turkish Empire right here came after that. So that's one possibility for the 7 heads. We've talked about that before. And the beast itself is the 8th. So that's the United Nations. That seems to be the United Nations, which rose right at the end of the Turkish Empire, the 7th head. And the head which was wounded was the Roman Empire right here, but it came back to life as the UN right here in verse 3. One of his heads, as it were, was wounded to death, but the wound was healed. So the beast was and is not yet is. That's the Roman Empire in its last phase. But it was wounded as if dead. So it was, then it was not, but yet it is right here. It was wounded as if it's dead, but it didn't die. It came back as a league that has signed a peace treaty with the whole world. So we know what it says about that peace treaty. It says it'll be violated. So it's a nuclear non-proliferation treaty, but the Bible is telling us that treaty is going to be violated. So, I mean, your average Christian has no clue how close we are. I mean, they're still waiting for some dude to stand in a rebuilt Jewish temple, and that's not it. I mean, I'm not going to have time to go through Daniel 11 right now, but just look at this Daniel 11:21. It was translated, and in his estate shall stand up a vile person. And so that's one of the reasons why people think it's a man who comes in peaceably. Well, look at the true meaning of this word right here, number 959. 959 is a verb. It means to despise. It's a verb. A person is not described by a verb. A person is described by a noun. So this is not a person. That is not the correct translation. It's a feeling, to despise, to hold in contempt, to be despised. That's what that word means right here. And then this word right here, 3653, it does mean estate, but it also means foot. And that only makes sense if you read the rest of the book of Daniel, because the feet of the image in Daniel 2 also represent the 4th and final beast in Daniel 7, and that's when the asteroid hits and the beast is destroyed. So it's saying, at the foot shall arise contempt, because this word right here also means arise. So, I mean, I can't go into Daniel 11 because it's just, this is already too much for this week. But I just wanted to share this confirmation of everything with you. I mean, the Antichrist, as so many call it, it's already ruling us. It's the UN, it's the United Nations. And the persecutions are already happening. I mean, the Holy Roman Empire, which received the wound, it began with the Papal States in 754, right here. And 1,260 years later is 2014. The Bible tells us that it's the beast who is persecuting for 1,260 days or years. So, I mean, it's the Holy Roman Empire actually started here. And so 1,260 years later would be 2014. And the persecution, it is going on right now. The people that don't realize that are the people that are worshiping the beast. It's as simple as that. So, I mean, there's so much going on here. And the Lateran Treaty restored the temporal power of the Pope. That was in 1929. And I still think this is significant right here since that restoration, because since that restoration, there have been 7 kings, and we're in the 8th now. And this 8th king took the name of Francis, and Francis II was the emperor who renounced the Holy Roman Empire. That was the end of the Holy Roman Empire when Francis II dissolved it. And here we have the 8th king who took the name of Francis. And I have to wonder, okay, are they planning to restore the empire fully? Because it does say that they intend to rise out of the asteroid impact. That is what the Bible says. So, I mean, I think this is a timestamp right here. The fact that we're in the 8th king right here. And I think that it means we're in the time from the coming event. So, if you're new to any of this, you can watch my playlist. It's linked below. It's called Bible Prophecy Fulfilled and What is Next. It's linked below. I also have an ebook on my website. I mean, the abomination of desolation that everyone is looking for already happened in 2012. I mean, so you can watch Daniel, the video called Daniel 12 Fulfilled in 2012. That's just one of these things, but we're in the 7 years of Daniel right now. That's not the tribulation. The tribulation is 3.5 years, and it can start at any time. I mean, we've talked about this before. The asteroid, we're clearly told hits in the Bible, we're clearly told it hits at the end of a 1260 day or year period. So it's either going to happen between now and 2016 or 3.5 years after the tribulation starts. We don't know, but I'm begging you to please check the links below in the description box of this video. So if you go down below the video, you see this show more button. Just click on that and it'll open up a ton of links. This playlist right here, Bible Prophecy Fulfilled and What is Next, that is a clear, it just gives you very clear information in that in order. So I just want to say thank you so much to those of you that are being supportive, because you know I cannot do this. I really cannot do this without your help. So if you do appreciate this information, I hope you'll at least consider supporting this work or purchasing the ebook. It's on Amazon as well. And I just thank you so much. And I will try to continue this next week. So I will talk to you later. I hope you're doing well. Okay, bye-bye.